What is up, guys? I am here to talk about Breath of the Wild improvements. And I want to talk about a lot of things in my experience of Breath of the Wild and what I think can be like improvements for the game. All right, so we're just going to have some background gameplay as we talk about Breath of the Wild improvements. So, one huge improvement I think Tears of the Kingdom could make their for the game would be just have a motorcycle straight out in the middle of the game. If the game is even going to be similar to Breath of the Wild, which I don't think it will be, but yeah, when the motorcycle came out, it just like really showed how useless horses are. So yeah, traveling across this huge open world takes so much time. So number one improvement would be make the horse faster, improve the horse, especially like the clunky mechanics of the horse, how the horse is always like crashing into the trees, somehow make the horse like traverse across the trees and the landscapes much better, jump over larger obstacles, go down slopes a lot better and smoother. Overall, just a complete horse overhaul because I think the horses were terrible. Yeah, the motorcycle just completely like puts the horses to shame. It makes the horses completely obsolete. I feel like Nintendo should expand so much more on motorcycles and vehicles and technology. Like I said in one of my Breath of the Wild 2 videos before the title was announced for Tears of the Kingdom, I talked about mammal companionship and inventory. So I was talking about like, what if like, these new creatures in Tears of the Kingdom have like backpacks and pouches and stuff where I can put like a shitload of stuff inside of it and not have to like worry about inventory overload in the beginning of the game. So I think that could be a good implementation too on the horses and even the vehicles. Perhaps we can attach like pouches and bags and backpacks and whatnot to the vehicles and stuff like that to traverse Hyrule and have an incredible adventure. Number two improvement, make the paraglider better. Yeah, traveling in Hyrule is extremely dangerous. So yeah, this is a mod I'm using called Cephos. Like this is a really sick ass mod. It's really cool. Like, I can just like indefinitely like fly as high as I possibly can. Obviously this could be like a little bit buffed with like some sort of like limitation or handicap or something like that, or upgrades, something like that. Maybe you can't go as high. Yeah, I definitely think this would be an incredible like rebuff, a completely rebuff paraglider. That's the second number two improvement, because like the vanilla paraglider really doesn't do anything. I mean, we just like jump off a ledge and then just like kind of like very slowly fly through the sky, which is pretty cool at first in 2017, but in 2022 it's kind of like, okay, we get it, but still like having some sort of ability to like just glide and fly, or some sort of like eagle and stuff like that we've seen from Tears of the Kingdom. So that's my number two improvement. Make it faster, make it more just better. My number three improvement for Tears of the Kingdom, improvement for Breath of the Wild, would be upgrades. And we do not know for certain, like I don't know for certain what the abilities will be for Tears of the Kingdom, but I think it'll be pretty goddamn cool if like, okay, so I'm right here on this pillar, right? So say perhaps like there's this different like advanced iteration of cryosis. Instead of like a block shooting up, like instead like a flat square, just like a flat square where it shoots like three at a time or one at a time, and like I just press A to freeze it, and kind of like a bridge where we can just like walk on water to get across different surfaces. My number three improvement would be like cryosis instead of a pillar. Maybe we can have multi different versions of it, so we can have the bridge ability to just walk on like water altogether. Also, blocks are pretty cool. But as we've seen from like Tears of the Kingdom trailer, we saw that ability of stasis. It's yellow. It's a completely different kind of stasis, but that's my number three improvement, will be cryosis. Okay, so my number four improvement would be stables and villages, but let's just focus on stables for now. So stables are great. I get it. Like stables is kind of like this resting place. Like it's a central command center of like the game, kind of like Pokemon when you go to like the Pokemart and shit like that, slow down and chill from your adventure and stuff like that. I get it, but like there's just absolutely nothing to do at the stables. Like sure, I can cook some meals, I can talk to some dudes to get some side quests, maybe read some books, I can find some recipes on the walls, I can waste 20 or 40 rupees or so for a bed, which is completely useless. Sure, I'm only spending 20 fucking rupees to completely heal my health, which is super awesome. Yeah, that's about it. There's this beetle dude who kind of is useless. Yeah, so number 4 improvement will be stables. Perhaps they could be like a lot of better shit, like maybe for example, like we can rent different horses, like, or different animals, because like when I was watching the Tears of the Kingdom trailer, before it was called Breath of the Wild 2, but before, when I was watching Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, they showed a whole bunch of different mammals and like Princess Zelda and stuff like that. So number 4 improvement will be stables. So at stables, perhaps like, yeah, we can rent like different animals and ride on top of them. And you know, like these animals are just completely useless. Like they're not doing anything, they're not like moving around, they're not jumping, they're not pooping. They're just completely like useless. Make it more cool, make it more fun. Perhaps there can be like some sort of like venting machine where like rent it out, like the outer worlds, where like we can like borrow and put shit inside. Storage, temporary storage for our adventure. Perhaps like a lot more side quest and like a lot more characters just in general moving around. Just add a lot more value. Like I have this mod installed, and we'll get to that later, where like literally I could just craft my own weapons and shit. It's a crafting weapon system. So like this is a lot of like Skyrim RPG kind of shit, but you know, just like make it so important to go to a stable. Like make it really important, like, oh, I gotta go to a stable. Like perhaps even like restaurants, like maybe they could add restaurants and shit like that. My number 5 improvement will be bosses and stuff like that. These bosses were cool and shit, but like I think they're kind of like lackluster. Improving the bosses would be really cool. Like fight so much more interesting bosses instead of like the same copy and paste boss. Making the bosses much more cool, making the mini bosses so much more cooler instead of like stone taluses. I mean, we have like Lino, stone taluses, just taluses in general, Hinoxes, Madolga, however you pronounce it. Yeah, I get it. That's pretty cool. But like once I get so powerful, I could just like take out a talus in like 2 seconds. I can kill a Lino in like, you know, 5 seconds when I'm super, super powerful. I get that like there's a master mode, but yeah, I would say just the bosses in general completely like add variety, add more mini bosses. Yeah, so that's my number 5. All right, so my number 6 improvement would be the enemies. So there's just a problem about the enemies here. I'm using a peace mod, so there's like literally like no enemies at all. But yeah, I would say that like the enemies for sure should be like improved significantly. Bring back classic enemies. We have such a large Zelda universe from decades ago. Bring back like Zelda 2. Bring back A Link to the Past enemies, like revamp them, maybe keep the same exact designs and stuff like that for the enemies, but just a lot more variety of enemies. Because like I said, once I put like 500 hours into the game, everything just feels like very boring, and just like rebuffing the enemies, making them more powerful, more smarter, a lot more enemies in general. Like I love fighting, and one extremely important thing I want to emphasize wholeheartedly, so goddamn passionately, is I really, really want to fight human enemies. Now, I don't know why Nintendo doesn't do this. I feel like the soldiers in A Link to the Past were humans. Fighting like a Hylian dude with like blonde hair like Link, that has like a different look and a different name, that has like a sword and like some kind of shield and stuff, and like super abilities and powers, like that'll be incredible. Like just to fight human enemies, like it'll feel so much more relatable. It'll feel like so much more like challenging and difficult, and it'll bring the Zelda franchise into the next level, and I really believe that. So that's my number 6 improvement, is completely revamp and add and change new enemies. So my number 7 improvement, I hope I'm keeping the chronological order, because like, okay, so my number 7 improvement would be to add online features. So add online features like make, you know, Princess Zelda like a playable character. Online support, like making it online, like creating some sort of online feature for like NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, and just like making it possible to like choose to become a Bokoblin, choose to become some sort of mini boss or enemy, and just add a lot of like verticality into the game. Because like I feel like, you know, running into the fields, it gets very, very fucking lonely. Don't leave me, Rose. It just gets really, really like lonely and dead. Having someone to just come into my adventure or something like that to fight or to do like cool shit, like cook recipes together, to ride horses together, like just a human connection, human experience. Nintendo can completely capitalize on all of that for Zelda. So online feature is my number 7, right? All right, so my number 8 improvement will be cooking and food. If that's even in Tears of the Kingdom at all, we'll get into that later. But yeah, cooking. So like being able to create a pot or carry a pot at will. Like I talked about this on my Twitch streams a couple of times. Okay, so I have this mod where like if I strike this wood, instantly there's a cooking pot. So being able to like have this at will be like so incredible, instead of having to go to the stable, instead of stopping and warping and stopping and warping. Like being able to carry a pot will make the adventure so much more like cool and convenient. And basically like I can literally like cook whatever I want all the time, so I can be filled up with health and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that'll be like a really, really cool ability. So also like adding a lot more variety to recipes. Like where are the cup of noodles like Final Fantasy 15? Where are the like donuts? Where are the macaroni and cheese? Or we can even go into like Japanese culture. Like I love to do cooking challenges on my Twitch stream, and I love to just like do tons and tons of crazy stuff. But like where are all these recipes like coffee or like orange juice or ice cream, fudge cake? I mean, the list goes on and on. Like hot dogs, cheeseburgers. Like I don't know, just make it cool. Like do something, like do like a Super Mario burger, like Nintendo World or something, like a nod, like a Easter egg or something like that. So just more recipes will be really cool. I really like the fact that like I can actually look at like all the ingredients, which I think is like really, really cool. Let's get some mangoes. Let's get like some more like vegetables, some more fruits, some more everything. So yeah, just a complete food and cooking overhaul, I think will be like a great improvement. So that's number 8. So my number 9 improvement will be villages. So like villages feel extremely tiny compared to like I could think of like Red Dead Redemption 2, where it feels like massive. So perhaps like greater technology and stuff like that will improve the game of Tears of the Kingdom significantly. I was kind of talking in my stream like perhaps Nintendo is gonna like create a new console, because they release like new consoles every like 6 years. Yeah, having Tears of the Kingdom with a new like incredible hardware will make this game like significantly great. But yeah, improving villages. So overall, like again, give me meaning. Like some of these shops like are kind of useless. Like they only sell like 3 eggs. They only sell like freaking 2 mushrooms or 1 mushroom at Gerudo Village. Like there's really nothing in the villages that makes me want to come here besides the clothes is the only thing I can think about. And very early in the game, like arrows are like very important. So there could be like restaurants, there could be like a lot more side quests, a lot more NPCs, make the villages more bigger and better. You know, in real life, we have, what do we have? We have like restaurants. We have like maybe a place where like I can put my horse with another merchant where they can wash the horse and change the horse's color, or I can buy like horse saddles and stuff like that. Maybe they can even do that. A place where I can put my horse, a place where I can park my motorcycle Zero, you know, just like an actual village. Like maybe a place where I can actually like farm, like kind of like Animal Crossing, like where I can like plant my own stuff. Perhaps like make every single village able to purchase a house at a higher and higher and higher, more crazy price, kind of like GTA. We can add like levels of villages, not like Rito Village, but like you know, like just big cities like Avatar or something. I don't know, just like something I think much more like verticality and just overall more importance. Like I remember playing the old Pokemon games a long time ago on the Game Boy Advance, and I remember like going into these cities and these towns, and I'm just like amazed at like, you know, so many buildings and going to so many locations and meeting so many important secret characters and secret items and reading the text carefully. And these are really, really old games. So yeah, just something like that. Just improving villages. So that's number 9. Perhaps instead of 4 villages or 5 villages, we can get like so many more settlements and villages, since like Ganon is like, I guess like Ganon is dead, like bring more humans or more Hylians, maybe like even add like companions or like a mercenary, like add mercenaries at villages. Like I pay them a shitload of rupees, like 5,000, 10,000 rupees, maybe even more than that. And like I can have a companion, like I can have a mercenary companion that will kill and help me like throughout my journey, and then like that mercenary can get killed. So there's just tons and tons of things Nintendo can just simply do. So yeah, number 9 improvement. All right, so number 10 improvement is just like kind of minuscule. Like take all of these with a grain of salt. Like none of this is like hardcore, you know, necessary stuff like that. But number 10 improvement will be animals in general. Deers, foxes. Like I have like tons and tons of hours of like challenges where I'm like hunting 100 foxes, hunting 300 fishes, or I'm doing like insane shit on my Twitch channel. So after a while, like I can see all of these things after like putting in 5 hours of just catching fish or 5 hours hunting Hylian shrooms. I do these insane challenges, so make the fishes more intelligent, like more better animal intelligence. Like sometimes, like, you know, when I'm playing like an old ass game like Skyrim from like 12 years ago or something, wolves would literally like rip you apart and kill you and take your health. Like they're savages, they're really crazy. Like these wolves are okay, they just kind of like knock you down, and if you just hit one of them, like they all run away most of the time anyway. Foxes don't do shit, birds don't do shit. So like you know, there's butterflies, very, very scarcely. There's crabs, there's like tons of things. I get it. Just adding better intelligence and just like a more abundance of animals. You know, why not have a dog companion following me around like Wolflink, like the amiibo? Introduce cats into the game or monkeys into the game. Bring back owls or something. You know, there could be like so many new creatures and animals. We can maybe add pouches and bags to animals like a dog or something, like No Man's Sky or something. I don't know. I'm just like throwing out tons of random shit, random ideas to make you guys think and to stimulate your brain. So that's my number 10 improvement. Okay, so my number 11 improvement for Breath of the Wild for Tears of the Kingdom would be Nintendo, please, dear God, add challenges, like add a challenging system, like a daily challenging system or something like that. It'll bring life and blood into the Zelda series. It will make the game so much more like replayable after like 700 hours of the game. Like just tons and tons and tons and tons and challenges I think will be like really, really cool. So for example, like I do daily challenges on my Twitch channel, and I have all of my content on my YouTube channel and stuff like that. You can go watch all of my stuff. Right now I have like hundreds of hours of Zelda's Ballad. I do these crazy challenges where like I do cooking challenges and this and that. So number 11 improvement will be challenges. So like a daily challenge of, you know, how many horses can I capture? Capture 100 horses, capture 50 horses, for, you know, like XP experience for Nintendo Switch Online, or like a Nintendo badge, or just something like minuscule or cool. It doesn't matter, just simple but challenges. Can I cut down 100 trees for, you know, 200 rupees? Would you like to cook 50 Mario burgers or something for like 700 rupees or something like that? So 11 will be challenges, online challenges. I think it'll bring so much life to Twitch, so much life to like live streaming, live gameplay. It'll just make the game like incredible, I think, in my experience. Maybe a future Zelda game beyond Tears of the Kingdom, but challenges will be amazing. So my number 12 improvement would be like the whole entire water system. In Breath of the Wild, the water is kind of useless. Like it's everywhere, but like it's just useless, and it just makes everything difficult. Like, oh shit, I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere in water. God, I guess I gotta warp to another location. Or God, I guess I gotta swim all the way across to get to point A to point B. I can't jump. Like I literally can't hop. Like I can't hop up from water to quickly like try to press, what is it, the ZL or whatever, like to quickly jump up and like press cryosis to escape, or like to quickly put that ice flat surface and climb on top of it and try to, like, you know what I mean, like get out of the water to try to do something with the water. Or perhaps, you know, I could like hold the X button or whatever and start swimming, like deep swimming inside of the water, like start swimming into the water, bringing underwater villages, underwater like cities, or underwater like whales and sharks and crazy animals like the Modoga mini boss, like maybe an underwater one that just like jumps out and like fucks you up. The deeper you go, there's like crazy fishes and stuff like that. It would add so much complexity, so much verticality, and make the game like incredible. So yeah, number 12 is water. Bring back diving into water, swimming games, swimming challenges, side quests that involve swimming into water. Like, I'm a person who loves nature. I love camping. I love woods and forest and learning how to make fires. I love like medieval TV shows. I'm a crazy water maniac. Like, I love water. But yeah, swimming inside the water, maybe like water shrines, water temples, finding like treasure chests and stuff like that. So number 12 improvement is water. All right, so improvement number 13. Improvement number 13 will be like vehicles, I guess. We talked about like the motorcycle. Like, okay, that just blew my mind when Nintendo brought motorcycles. But how about like something like this, for example? Like, how about like a snowboard for like people who like sports and stuff like me? I know that's a little bit too much, but just like some sort of vehicle to like travel through snow. I mean, we literally have a freaking motorcycle. Why not like a snowmobile? Why not like just a freaking snowboard like this? I'm using a mod, by the way, but you get my point. I know we have the sand boots, we have sand seals to travel through the sand to walk faster and stuff like that. I get it, but like, why not have like a freaking sandmobile or something, or perhaps something to help us travel across rocks? I know this is like insane territory and like No Man's Sky kind of stuff and future tech, but I mean, we literally have a motorcycle, so why not, like, why hold back? I'm sure crazy ideas are introduced. I have the skateboard, which I think this is completely unnecessary. Like, we don't need a skateboard at all, but you see where I'm going. So yeah, vehicles, maybe like some underwater kind of vehicle that like helps us, like, you know, swim across the water or something. I don't know. Maybe like just a tiny little like mask we can just use to swim and breathe longer into the water. Or maybe like even some animal that can like travel faster on snow, because like, why aren't the horses frozen and dead? So yeah, just like vehicles and being able to travel across the universe more quicker and stuff like that. So that's just number 12, just something to like travel, because a lot of times I'm like constantly running. Like, I'm always running, and then when I have a horse, I jump off the horse because the horse is useless and I can't travel. But like, when I have these snowboards, I can just hop on the snowboard in 2 seconds, boom, I go to point A to point B. Number 14 improvement, it just ties into the whole online thing, but just having like co-op gameplay will be like number 14 improvement. So like, I play as Zelda. Hey, my friend from, I play as Link, and my friend from UK or Australia or Japan plays as Zelda, and together like we co-op and like accomplish challenges together and like do these daily challenges together and stream online together and ride horses together and fly together and swim together. So co-op is number 14. Simple but effective, and make it online. That ties into the whole online bit, but yeah, co-op gameplay will be amazing, and I'll just lump this all together with having Zelda a fully playable character. Every single Resident Evil game has like Leon and Claire, or Jill and Chris. Slightly modified storyline. Eventually they cross paths, but having Princess Zelda as like a fully playable character, so a full playthrough, give her like her own little side story or whatever about being the princess, shed some more light on like Sheikah technology, her growing up, her backstory, and you know, just like add more life and stuff like that. The 15 improvement I would say is just give Link a goddamn voice and get rid of text box. That's just my number 15 improvement. Like, we've seen Chris Pratt as literally the oldest, most legendary character in the entire universe of gaming history, and Nintendo's like the grandfathers of video games, but literally we've seen Chris Pratt as, "It's me, Mario." He says, "Mushroom Kingdom, here we come." You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit? Just give Link a voice. It doesn't matter who, just, you know what I mean? Make him sound manly, make him sound like a teenage boy. Just give him a voice, and just keep, what's her name? Summers? Keep Summers for Zelda. I love Summers, but yeah, just add Link a voice and get rid of text box. That's my number 15 improvement. All right, so my number 16 improvement would be, I don't mind the Blood Moons. Yeah, I don't mind the Blood Moons. I think the outfits are great, but I think my 16 improvement would be like the weapons and outfits. So like, I love the customization, I love the helmets, I love the shirts and the shoes and everything like that, but like, make it more complex. Like, bring back like crazy abilities like the golden gauntlets where I can like lift up stones or something like that. I don't know, is that too crazy? Is that too much? Or maybe just accessory wise, like, you know, earrings and gloves and different kinds of shoes, like kind of like Pokemon a little bit, different kinds of like belts. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds like too much, but we're so far away from, as I'm making this video, October 18, 2022. Is it April 2023? We're so far away, like over half a year. So like, if I were to get like a gameplay trailer, if I were to get like a Tears of the Kingdom trailer by the end of this year, in the middle of like November and like February, and we see like all this cool shit about cooking and bringing all this stuff, keep in mind they can completely like throw all this shit out the window. So uncertainty. Yeah, that's the number 16, is outfits and weapons. Make more variety of weapons and arrows. Maybe like bring back that warping thing we did with Ocarina of Time. Perhaps like make the weapons indestructible, or a way to repair the weapons, a way to repair the outfits or something like that, or enhance them magically, like a Link to the Past where you can just like enhance everything magically. I know we can go to the fairy already and she like upgrades it, stuff like that, but like actually bringing back magic or something like that. Clubs and accessories and glasses, like have Zelda and her outfits and Link and his outfits. So yeah, I think people will love that shit and fall in love with it, because like when I'm playing Zelda's Ballad, like so many women and so many men are just like, wow, that's incredible. Like, what kind of mods are you using? Maybe instead of swords and bow and arrows, maybe we can get like, I don't know, a cable gun like Batman and whoosh, like traverse up the Temple of Time, add ropes or something. There's not really any hammers in this game. The only hammer, there's like one hammer in this game. So bring back hammers, bring maces, I don't know, bring daggers. Like, I'm a person who fucking loves daggers. Like, when I'm playing Divinity Original Sin 2, like, I love being the rogue and just having daggers and critical hits and backstabbing. Like, bring daggers. Like, maybe Zelda can do like a little stab or something. I don't know. So bring daggers. Just introduce a lot of classic weapons and stuff like that, or maybe even new futuristic weapons. So yeah, that's number 17 improvement. Perhaps we can, like, you know, customize our hair. Maybe we can, you know, customize our shoes, and you know what I mean? Just customization. So yeah. Okay, so I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is gonna get rid of shrines. Like, when I watched the last trailer, there's like absolutely 0 shrines, 0 Sheikah towers. It's all gone. I didn't see any of it, which is, I'm really, really sad, because like I love shrines. I used to hate shrines, but I absolutely love shrines. I can't get enough of them. You know, like there's just so many shrines, and they're great with the DLC and everything with Champions Ballad. But if they get rid of shrines, please introduce like caves, like kind of like Skyrim. You just find all these like random caves and shit. You just go deep down into caves, and like you're unlocking puzzles, and you're like doing this and that, and swimming, and so just bring tons of caves. That's just a sideline thing for just in case we don't get our shrines. Kind of like fall on some caves, underwater caves and places, and like Tomb Raider, just swim in there. But all right, so my number 19 improvement would be just our houses. Like there's only one house in the entire game, but like check out this mod. Like we have like statues, we have like a better entrance, we have like all our cool shit, like our motorcycle, we have like, you know, Tears of the Kingdom's Zelda up there. We have like just a lot of cool shit. So making our house much more like a reason to come to our house, like make it home, like a place that we need to be to rest, to heal ourselves, to like add storages in the houses. Like I know we have all those wall plaques and stuff, but like what about like chest box and stuff? What about like being able to store our horses here, or our different animals that might be introduced in Tears of the Kingdom, or like store our motorcycle here, or create like a fast travel point to quickly warp to our house. Perhaps like some sort of crafting system where we can make our weapons and our bows and stuff like that in our house. Exactly like this, you know, make us have so much more inventory in the house. Everywhere, just load it up, you know, add portraits and pictures, exactly like how we see here. A place where we can store our fishes and our vegetables, a place where we can like put our diaries and books in, or something like that. More useful, we can like add things to our houses or something. I know it's insane, it sounds like crazy, but yeah. So number 19 improvement is our overall house. Let's purchase houses in every village, make it more expensive, make our furnishings better, make it just more overall useful. So yeah, number 19 is houses. My number 20th and final Breath of the Wild improvement for Tears of the Kingdom is music. Like, oh my god, like sometimes the music literally like is so fucking boring. Like it puts me to sleep, and it just gets so like dreadful after like hundreds of hours of the game. Like when I'm streaming on Twitch, like there's just no energy at all into the music. It's just so dead, so quiet. I get like it's not an esports game, I get like it's not meant to be crazy like Duelist X or fucking Mortal Kombat or like Doom Eternal, but like just more excitement, more energy. Like I listened to hours and hours of OC gaming remixes. You guys should go check them out. There's just so much energy into the music, like the drums, and you know, bring back some classic stuff from A Link to the Past. Bring back some classics from Ocarina of Time. Like mix it up. Just add like a lot more energy into the music. Make it more exciting. Perhaps like I can even press like start and go to the system, collect like different collectible records, like kind of like Doom Eternal, where like I can replay different tracks at will. Maybe I can go through like the track list or stuff like that. Yeah, just feel the entire game with just incredible music. Like bring back an orchestra. I want to hear like drums and synthesizers, and I want to hear like just overall just much better music. That's my number 20th improvement for Breath of the Wild for Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, so my number 21 improvement that I completely forgot, and I had to add it to the video because it's so goddamn important, is the merchants. So number 21 improvement for Breath of the Wild for Tears of the Kingdom is the merchants. The merchants on this game are absolutely goddamn useless and abysmal. There have been so many stressful and so many times where I'm like searching day and fucking night to find Yamo, because she is literally the only one entire person that is actually useful in the entire game as a merchant. Like she sells 10 milk when it's raining, and like 5 cane sugar, which is extremely important when I'm doing like cooking challenges. If you watch like tons of my streams and shit where I'm doing like cooking challenges and stuff like that, you could see that like I'm searching for her day and night, going up the trail, following her. I'm like ripping my hair out, getting stressful because I cannot continue and complete the challenge without getting a certain amount of milk. So overall, like merchants improvement significantly for improvement number 21 is extremely important. Some of the merchants are absolutely fucking useless. Like the respawning times takes forever. Like I gotta warp across the entire map of Hyrule, and I gotta like do a campfire morning, noon, and night, and then travel all across the other field of Hyrule just to like try to get some merchants to have stuff in stock. And that's even if they're even there. Like we could talk about Agus, we could talk about Cambo, we could talk about Yamo. Like they're so fucking difficult to find and like so random. Like sometimes I'll find them like 6 times in an hour. When I'm doing like my cooking challenges, I'll literally fucking find them like 1 time in like 4 hours. So like it's just notoriously inconsistent and terrible. Like look at this shit. Like they literally only sell 3 milk. That is the entire merchant in entire Breath of the Wild that sells milk in a shop in a village. Only 3 milk. Not Kakariko Village, not Korok Forest, not Gerudo. I mean, sure, you could probably go to the stall. The quantities are fucking abysmal. Like 3 milk and like, sure, like this is like 3, 4, 5 eggs. Okay, that's great. And this is like, you know, 2 Hylian rice. Like that is just absolutely pathetic. Like 2 Endura shroom. I get like they want this to be like realistic and stuff like that, but it's just notoriously unrealistic, especially in the fucking game that we expect to play for like the next several years. So like, sure, just leave out 3 milks just like this, but when I click on it, make it like an infinite fucking number. Like make it like 50 milk or something like that, or 39 milk, something like that. If I got the money, capitalism, it's a beautiful thing in America. You know, I could just buy all of this shit. Like we'll have 2 Endura shrooms, but like you see that little thing in the bottom, like just make it go all the way to like 99 or something. Make this shit much more abundant. Yeah, so just make the shops and everything so much more quantity in stock. Make the merchants so much more accessible and easier to find. Add just so much more ingredients. Like it's so fucking hard to make apple pies. It's so fucking hard to make like all of my favorite dessert dishes, because like the shops don't have nothing. And I gotta like travel all across the map and do morning, noon, and night at a campfire just to come back and it's still down in stock, and then I gotta wait like, you know, 3 days, and it's just like insane. So yeah, number 21 improvement is like a complete merchant upgrade overhaul. So 21 Breath of the Wild improvements for Tears of the Kingdom. All right guys, so this has been my top 20 improvements for Breath of the Wild for Tears of the Kingdom. I know it's a whole lot, and I just threw in tons and tons of ideas out there, and I'm a person who loves Zelda. I'm a person who loves the series, and I want to see it grow, and I want to see it improve and become like really fucking cool. And I want people to be like, wow, you know, like this fucking Zelda game is amazing. Like I want everybody to get into the series and play the game. And I just, as a streamer, as a Twitch streamer with hundreds of hours and like dedicated followers and subscribers, and I do this shit 5 days a week, like it would just really fulfill my heart to just play this game on and on for years with that much replayability. I think these are some really great ideas. Throw in a comment, let me know what you guys think about this. I'm live on Twitch Sunday to Thursdays, 8 p.m. I'm in the process of moving, and I should be moving like by the end of this week, but I have tons of new challenges, daily challenges on my Twitch channel for Breath of the Wild. I play Zelda's Ballad. Be sure to go check that out, guys. I need you to follow. I need you to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching this video.